Okay, now that we open a file in Illustrator, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the workspace. The first thing everybody needs to be doing, the second you open Illustrator, the default setting, it's a little bit strange. So what all of you need to be doing, you do need to go to Window, and there's going to be a scroll menu coming down. So you're going to go to Window, you will go to Workspace, and at default, Illustrator always opens at Essentials. This will be not good enough. You need to make sure that you are at Essentials Classic. So the first thing you do when you open a file in Illustrator, you need to make sure that it's at Essentials Classic. And here's why. Right now, the screen is lacking a lot of things. There should be a second line here that will go hand in hand with the toolbox. Every time you pick a tool in the toolbox, you will have presets here to work, which are gone. Um, you also have palettes that are missing. So there's a lot of things that will be missing under this setup. So the first thing you need to do, you go to Windows, you go to Workspace, and once you click on Essentials Classic, you're gonna see that you're gonna get the whole place is gonna change a little bit. Boom. And now you see you have different palettes. The toolbox has moved, and most important now, you have this second line where you're going to be able to change the tools that you're going to be working on. This is the toolbox, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about uh, all. Ultimately, I'll tell you about all the tools, but right now I'm going to tell you about the the workspace itself. These are just my choices. Everybody's different, and everybody will put your workspace as you want. I will show you what works for me, and hopefully it will work for you. The first thing I want to do, I want to have rulers around here, so I'm aware of the size at all times. So I'm gonna go to View. I'm gonna scroll down, and it should say Show Rulers. And probably you see there you go. Here in Rulers, and I'll click Show Rulers, and now I have rulers being shown. So I can see that it's 11 by 17. Something good about rulers or showing rulers is that if you click on the ruler, you click and hold, you can drag down this little line. And what it is this little blue line, and it's called a guide. And if you print this work, it's not going to show. But if you need to line up things, let's say at 6 inches, and you can see the ruler on the side, I know now that this is at 6 inches. If I can grab another one, drag another one down, and maybe 10 inches. And if I want, let's say, to have a border that's a half an inch on the side, then this is about half an inch here. So again, I can set up the whole workspace fairly easily. And again, these are guides, and you can just take them from the rulers. Okay, I'm gonna delete them for now. Um, something else I use, and this menu here, where it says Windows, these are all the the palettes. Okay, and there's some that I really use. The first one is layers. Okay, we'll close this one. Where's my layers? I just deleted it because um, I reset my my board to look brand new, but it's not brand new. So again, so we'll move this here for a second. This is the layers. Okay, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about layers, but you should always have the palette that says layers because you need to be aware of the layers in Illustrator. So always have this showing. The other one I have always showing, it's Navigator. And what the Navigator is, it's literally a a shot of your work page. You can move it back or you can zoom it in. Okay. I do like this for a couple of reasons. First, I can move things quickly without having to do anything with the toolbox. It's always here. I always connect the layers and the toolbox, I mean, the navigator together. Like that, I have access to it. And something else that I like about this navigator tool, sometimes I get caught up working in my document. And sometimes I zoom in and I'm really uh, busy working here. This gives me an image of the whole document, like if I'm looking from far away. So if I'm, let's say I'm creating a poster and I'm working in the big file, in the big image here, I keep always looking at this to see if it's readable from far away. So the navigator for me works in two different forms. It helps you move around the file fairly easy. You can click and zoom things fairly quickly. And it also gives you a second point of view, which for me, when I do design, for me, it's extremely important. Really, for right now, this is all the things you need. Okay. You're going to have a lot of different palettes to choose from. But for me, these two are just the basic ones that you're always going to have to use. And always have the toolbox. The toolbox you can have it in two ways. You can have it one long way, or you can have two lines. The one long way, by the way, it doesn't really fit in my screen, but I think for speed, I always choose to have two lines because I can move around easier on the different tools in the toolbox. Okay, so this is pretty much the basic workspace, and this is pretty much a basic workspace. How I set it up in the next small video, I will show you a little bit of the different menus, and then we'll start working with different tools from the toolbox.